News from Ukraine today. A strike on the largest city of Ukraine. At night, the army of the Russian Federation attacked Lviv region with missiles. In particular, people's houses were damaged in Lviv, Suchów and Stawczany. This was reported by the head of the Lviv Administration, Maksym Kozycki. In Lviv, missile fragments fell on apartment buildings on Patona and Kachowska Streets. A fire broke out on the spot. As a result of the enemy attack, the buildings were destroyed and people were evacuated. There are victims. They are being provided with all the necessary medical care. There is no information about the dead, the statement said. According to the head of the OVA, small fires were recorded on other parts of Lviv. They were quickly extinguished. In addition, a ceiling collapsed on one of the city's hypermarkets due to falling rockets fragments. Vehicles were also damaged. The consequences of Russian shelling were also recorded in Stawczany. 10 houses were damaged in the village. It is also known about people who suffered light injuries. Houses were also damaged in Suchów. There are no casualties at the moment. The occupiers damaged over 120 residential buildings. The worst situation is in Lviv. The commission examining the affected faculties recorded the most damage in a residential building on Kachowska Street and in a medical college on Patona Street. There are also damaged in buildings on Horodocka, Transkandinskovo, Garmatia and Trilpakova Streets. In Lviv, about 500 windows and more than 40 entrance doors were smashed or damaged. Roof in 6 apartments, buildings and 4 private houses need to be replaced or repaired. Cracks appeared on the walls in 17 apartments. The inspections are still ongoing. Today, the armed forces of Ukraine destroyed a large number of Russian occupants in Lvov. Over the past day, the missile and artillery units of the defense forces hit 2 places of concentration of manpower, weapons and military equipment of the Russian occupiers. This was stated by the spokesman for the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Andriy Kovalov, in a report posted on the official Facebook page. We know one of the 2 locations with a high degree of probability. Yesterday, high-precision Storm Shadow missiles destroyed the invaders' base in the Kievka resort Yurivka on the Azov Sea between Berdyansk and Mariupol. As a result, as we wrote earlier, Russian Colonel Vitaly Kovalov was killed. Mariupol Mayor Vadim Boychenko reported some other casualties among the interventions, citing local residents. The hospital closest to Yurivka in neighboring Mangush is filled with wounded, 5 of whom died in the hospital. The occupiers brought 50 wounded to more distant Mariupol, 13 of whom died after being delivered. Ukrainian soldiers captured the occupiers in the Svatovo direction. This was reported by the Donbass Operative Telegram channel, which published a video filmed by our defenders. In the video, the invaders are sitting behind the seats in the car with their eyes closed, but for some reason their hands are free. Usually they are tied up during transportation to the rear before being handed over to law enforcement agencies. At the request of our defenders, the invaders take turns apologizing to the residents of the occupied town of Svatovo. In this regard, we can assume that this happened somewhere near it. Ukrainian armed forces advanced in the Kreminna sector. On the Lyman-Kreminna direction, Russian occupants conducted airstrikes in the areas of Bilohorivka, Luhansk region and Spirny Donetsk region yesterday. More than 25 locations suffered from the invaders' artillery shelling. This was stated by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in an early morning report posted on its official Facebook page. In turn, the authoritative domestic supplier of frontline maps Deep State recording the advance of the defense forces near the same Bilohorivka and Spirny. For comparison, see these maps for August 13 and 14. On the latter, we have conventionally shown the liberated territories with blue arrows.